minutes. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Pizarro.
Here?
Ellis.
Here.
Hodgson.
Yes.
Donahue.
Present.
And Fromer.
I am here.
And I'm going to read the video broadcast statement as well.
Yes, please.
This portion of the scheduled meeting of the Egg Harbor Township Committee is being videotaped for broadcast, and due to either technical reasons or topics for discussion that may be held in closed session pursuant to the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act, there may be interruptions in the videotaping of these proceedings, and this meeting will be aired by EHT TV, Channel 97, on Thursday, September the 7th.
Great, thank you. So tomorrow, you'll all be on TV. Okay. We've got some presentations tonight, which is our favorite thing to do here. And we're going to start with Village Grand. We have residents here from Village Grand who would like to make a presentation. Please come on up.
Oh, don't be shy.
We'd like Chief Spano. Yes, absolutely.
Kim, how about Ann? She's hanging back here. Come on, Ann, you can come up. All right.
Thank you for letting us do this. My name is Kimberly Camp. I am the Vice President of the Board of Trustees at Village Grand Little Mill. Unfortunately, our president could not make it today, Kathy Walker. She had surgery today. Along with me, I have Miggy Miller. She is our finance advisor. And we have Rich Coleman, who is our secretary. Egg Harbor Township Police Department does a lot for our community. Every year they show up and give safety topics to our community, which is a 55 and older. And while they were there this past year, we had asked them to do a self-defense tactical course for the community. So, not that we're going to be flipping anyone over our shoulders, but we wanted to leave some self-defense tactical courses. And Chief Spano was on it the very next day. He had Officer Colella give me a call, and we hooked it up in less than a month. We had 4 officers there, including Detective Cantel, and it was a great performance by them, and we had 50 community members. So on behalf of the entire board and Village Grand, we'd like to present this to the Egg Harbor Township Police Department with our great appreciation for their protection, support, educational programs provided for our community. From all of us at Village Grand, we thank you.
You want to say anything, Fred? Chief?
Well, where are you guys going? It's always a pleasure. Again, I think one of the things I was going to say when our new officer, soon to be new officer, is one of the things that we do best is community engagement. And so that's the relationship that we built with Village Grand at Little Mill. And subsequent to that, we started building a relationship with Village Grand at English Mill. So, we thank you, but I will say this, Captain Kennedy, Szarski, and Captain Bergen, myself, we're just facilitators. I mean, we're figureheads. We don't do the work, we're able to facilitate it and have that work done through our detectives and our officers. And so, they deserve thanks, and appreciate it. And on a side note, it is, since we've been doing the honor guard presentation at your Memorial Day ceremony, and we will continue to do that as long as we can. It's such a great ceremony that you have. But we, again, we thank you, and we'll see you again very soon.
Hang that up.
Yes. Okay. Now, we have some great families in this township, and we all know that. And we've got families with very talented young athletes. Ladies, it's going to be your turn. So, the EHT Tornadoes 10U All-Star Softball Team, we're going to be honoring them for their outstanding accomplishments. So, I'm going to bring these down. Deputy Mayor Cafaro is going to read the proclamation, and then I'd like the coach to come up, and then she can help me call the girls up.
Well, we think it's just wonderful what you've accomplished. The Egg Harbor Township Tornadoes 10 and under All-Star Team, whereas it is a dream and aspiration of every softball player to compete in the World Series, and whereas the Egg Harbor Township Tornadoes 10 and under All-Star Team worked hard as a team, sacrificing their summer in pursuit of their dreams, and whereas the Egg Harbor Township Tornadoes 10 and under All-Star Softball Team came true when they went undefeated in both the district and state championships, took second place in the Babe Ruth Mid-Atlantic Regional Championships, and earned their spot to compete at the World Series in Treasure Coast, Florida, July 26th through August 6th. And whereas the Egg Harbor Township Tornadoes 10 and under All-Star Team raised over $30,000 in 3 weeks to make this dream of competing in the World Series come true. Whereas the following members of the Township Tornado 10 and under All-Star Team, led by coaches Christina Naughton, Trish Ramos, Josh Carbone, Joe Henderson, are deserving of recognition in their athletic skills and dedication to the sport of softball, which allowed them to realize every athlete's dream of becoming a champion. I'd like to read the names, if I may, of these young ladies: Megan Lamb, Teresa Gentile, Molly Ramos, Rena Cortez, Tahiyah Ortez, Scarlett Hell, Elena Jones, Zoe Backenbauer, I'm sorry if I messed that one up, Lena Corbone, Anna Maroon, Kelsey Henderson, and Haley Renzi. Now, therefore, be it complained that the Mayor and Township Committee of Egg Harbor Township, County of Atlantic, State of New Jersey, wish to publicly recognize the Egg Harbor Township Tornadoes 10 and under All-Star Team for their outstanding accomplishments and the pride which they brought to their hometown with their never give up attitude.
If we could have the coaches come down. But now, if we could have you call girls one by one, we have a conversation with them. Could you introduce yourselves for everyone? I'm Coach Christina Naughton.
Coach Joe Henderson.
Coach Petrinas. Hi. All right. Any order? You know what? There's an order on there, if you want to do it off the one that's on there. Maggie Lamb.
You go back here. I'll take you over here. Come here, Max.
Tessa Gentile. Tilly. Molly Rimus. Raina Cortez. Talia Ortiz. Scarlett Held. Zoe Blankenbuehler. Lena Carboni. Alana Munir. Eliana Jones. Kinsley Henderson.
It's gonna be Kim.
And Haley Renzi.
Thank you. Hey.
Well, we are always proud of the talent we have. I know our high school can't wait to get their hands on you girls. Might be another few years, but it's wonderful to see you doing so well and representing the town. And it's a great team you have. And coaches, is there anything you'd like to say?
I just want to say thank you to the girls. You guys really worked your butts off all summer for many months now. Your hard work, your dedication, your talent, you guys really earned this. And to the parents, thank you so much. I know you guys gave up a lot. You raised over $30,000 in 3 weeks. You did everything for these girls. We could not be more thankful.
Well, they made us all very proud. And congratulations to all of you again.
All right.
How was school today? Yeah. Everybody had a good day? Yeah? Maybe. It's only the first day. Tomorrow will be better.
Bro, they sent me to the wrong side of the bus.
Team pictures.
Yeah.
Cute, cute, cute.
Right?
Way to go, coach.
Can't wait to see you.
Florida, too. They all won the team, are they coming back?
Sorry, you should Ready? Pay attention. Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Ah, there you go.
1, 2, 3. Congratulations, you guys. So much.
You can all leave.
Parents, if you would like to leave now, or you can stay for the whole meeting if you would like. But if you'd like to go, since there's tomorrow.
Be quieter.
For the doors.
This one, please. And that we have a Good Samaritan.
Myra next.
Is she here? Is Myra here?
That's so long ago for me now. My girls are
You see her?
softball players. Yeah, they were great.
Is she here?
Flowers.
Is,
Made my daughter play
is she here?
baseball because that's
Where
what
is she?
my boys were.
Myra?
I like to ride them across town.
There you are. Myra, please come on down. Yeah. Myra, we have a certificate of appreciation for you. And I'm just going to read it really quick. But what you did was outstanding, just so everybody here knows. Whereas during the afternoon of January 11th, 2023, a township resident experienced a cardiac arrest outside his residence. Whereas the resident, 74-year-old Chris Ford, was found unconscious in the driveway of by his wife. Whereas Myra Gomez, a family acquaintance, was present and on her own initiative had been trained in CPR due to a prior event where she had been present when another person had suffered cardiac arrest, thus resulting in her desire to learn CPR in order to provide life-saving efforts if needed thereafter. Whereas Mrs. Gomez commenced CPR on Mr. Ford until the medical personnel arrived at the scene and took over life-saving efforts. Whereas it was later reported that if it wasn't for Mrs. Gomez's immediate life-saving efforts on Chris Ford, he would not have survived to make it to the hospital where additional treatment could be administered, thus presenting the family members with more time with their loved one. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the Mayor and Township Committee of the Township of Egg Harbor, County of Atlantic, State of New Jersey hereby commend Myra Gomez and express their warm appreciation and sincere gratitude on being a good Samaritan.
It isn't every day somebody steps up to try to help somebody. So when they do, they don't do it for thank yous or any kind of attention, but you did it. And you made a difference in this family's life. And you know, they'll be forever grateful, and we're forever grateful that you're here. So we just wanted to give you that. And thank you. Thank you. Is there anybody from the family that would like to say anything?
No?
No, it's too hard. It's very hard. It's very hard, but I must say, she gave us another week with my husband. And I'll never forget that. And if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't have happened. I love you.
I'm just grateful I was there with Miss Catherine.
And they are too, you can tell. But thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you for stepping up. We greatly appreciate it.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
We have great people in this town.
Yeah.
We really do. We really do.
We can go if they want.
Yes. You can all leave too.
Like,
All these people came out for him. That's amazing. When he passed away, he was mighty quiet. Yeah. So he was. Yeah.
It's gonna be a long
I didn't even know that.
And sometimes it works.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Kick yourself.
Yeah.
I watch guys do it by the book, nothing. I guys say things.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Sorry,
just a matter of.
Today now it's a little different too, with the compression.
Like to say the break universe.
That's what they say now, yeah.
With the
Okay, should we move on?
with the AEDs too.
Well, the next step that we're going to do tonight is add a person to our department, which we are incredibly proud of. As the prosecutor said tonight, and he did say that it's the best agency out there. So we're sticking with that. We sure are. We have Resolution 367, appointing Christopher Elbaum as police officer. Can I have a motion, please?
make a motion?
I'll second it. In unison.
And that's it. Roll call, please.
Farrow?
Yes.
Ellis?
Yes.
Hodson?
Yes.
O'Donohue?
Absolutely.
And Furman.
Yes. Mr. Elbaum, please step forward.
Is that his?
Do you have a Bible? Do you have a family member here? You do here?
Come on up.
Come on up. We're going to have, put her to work.
Yeah, but you had to work it out. Good luck.
Can you raise your right hand? And repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Christopher Elbaum,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of police
of the office of police
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my abilities.
I do further solemnly swear
And do further solemnly swear
or affirm
or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and the government established
to the government established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in the state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. See, and everybody up here will attest to that. And I know you all give the pep talk about how good you do in the academy and how you represent us on the street with people. And it's true. Our officers respect the citizens of this town, and they represent all of us with the utmost, I guess.
Professionalism, yeah.
Professionalism,
No
that's the
doubt.
best word. So we wish you nothing but the best. And I'm gonna have the chief step in here. You can't
All
go
right.
over.
Well, this is easier because we don't have such a wide audience. But I do township committee, and I think it's important for everyone to understand how much work goes into behind the scenes to vet a person and bring a person on board. I think we, because of our staff here, we do a pretty good job.
Yep.
Chris was unanimously highly recommended to join our troops, as well as township committee. So we see something in you, and we obviously have high expectations. Earlier this afternoon, I was reviewing our notes that we took when we interviewed you, and one of the things that you said on that was that you want to be part of a community. Well, you selected the right department, because that's one of the things we do best. We are, as I said earlier, we're very community-oriented, and we're very engaged with the community. We think outside the box, we come up with different ideas and how to just communicate and interact with our community. So you're going to get that. So we welcome you and look forward to big things from you. Not so much pressure, but the other thing that Chris comes with is some other experience that's going to probably be very helpful internally with our police department. And I'm not going to go into details there, but that experience is going to be valuable to some of our newer, less tenured officers.
So that is more pressure on you, just saying.
Yes, even more pressure. So, but again, welcome, congratulations. We'll see you soon. All right.
There you go.
Anybody want to say anything?
Good luck.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah, Chief, before you go, Chief, Paul was afraid to ask you, with the new overtime rates, can we come off of retirement? Can I work some details, Chief?
Give him the answer.
Caitlin Garthis from Dispatch is here. I guess she's on the agenda. And
She is.
Well, you know what?
They don't appear.
We're,
She did.
you know what we'll do? Can we pull her up? Well, you're all still here, Chief. Let's pull her up. What? Caitlin, it's Resolution 374. We're going to do that one right now. This is resolution appointing Caitlin Guardhouse. Did I say that right? As a full-time communications officer 1 to serve the police department. Can I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion.
I like this. Can I have a second?
I'll second it.
There we go. Roll call, please.
Cafaro?
Yes.
Ellis?
Yes.
Hodson?
Absolutely.
O'Donohue?
Absolutely.
And Fromer.
100% yes. Congratulations. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Bump him,
I also need on more than just a fire scene.
Ah.
I like seeing you at fire scenes.
I know.
All right.
Listen, dispatch is a very grueling place to be, and we're very thankful that you're here to do it.
They probably agree I cause just as much chaos, so.
No, you straighten them out because you got the radio.
Yeah,
There you go.
well, listen.
And I
Some of them-
might add, just as we recognize our police officers, we do need to do a better job of recognizing our dispatchers.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Thankful that we're able to do this more in a public forum for Caitlin, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank
Very
you,
good.
Caitlin.
Thank you, Chief. Congratulations. Welcome aboard. Okay. Mr. Friedman, we have ordinance introduction number 28.
Here it is.
Sort of.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance number 28 is an ordinance amending ordinance number 2 of 2022, fixing the salaries of certain officials and employees, being the Policemen's Benevolent Association of the Township of Egg Harbor for the year 2023. The purpose of this ordinance is to amend the 2023 PBA salaries pursuant to the memorandum of understanding reached with the PBA Mainland Local 77 dated July 26, 2023. Public hearing on ordinance 28 will be held on September 30th, 2023, September 20th, 2023 at 5:30 PM. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to introduce ordinance number 28?
So moved.
Can I have a second, please?
Second. There you go.
Roll call?
DeFaro?
Yes.
Ellis?
Yes.
Hodson?
Yes.
O'Donohue?
Have to abstain.
And Stroman.
Yes. Is there anyone here that would like to address Township Committee on any issues whatsoever?
Come on, Cap. I know you got something back there.
Seeing none, can I have a motion to close the public portion?
I'll make the motion for closure.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We have a resolution consent calendar. We're going to do 368 through 373. We already did 374, and then 375 through 381. Does anybody have any questions and/or comments? Can I have a motion then?
I'll make the motion, Mayor.
Can I have a second, please?
374.
Correct. Can I have a second, please?
Second.
Roll call, please.
DeFaro?
Yes.
Ellis?
Yes.
Hodson?
Yes.
O'Donohue?
Yes.
And Stroman.
Yes. Resolution 382, authorizing the payment of all bills. Can I have a motion to adopt? Thank you. Can I have a second?
I'll second it.
Roll call?
DeFaro?
Yes.
Ellis?
Yes.
Hodson?
Yes.
O'Donohue?
Yes.
And Stroman.
The supplemental agenda, 384 through 388. Does anybody have any questions or comments?
None here.
Seeing none, can I have a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you.
Second.
Roll call, please.
DeFaro?
Yes.
Ellis?
Yes.
Hodson?
Yes.
O'Donohue?
Yes.
And Stroman.
Yes. Township Committee reports. Mr. O'Donohue.
Well, topic of the week, our airport. So, we stand in unison in this committee, it's obvious, with many members throughout this county to support the fact that Egg Harbor Township does not have the facilities, nor can it facilitate the possibility of up to 60,000 migrants coming into our airport. Not to mention, it's our 177th Airborne, which has a high security risk, and it protects our entire East Coast. It's simply this, folks. There's been a lot of statements made about the people who oppose that, to include racism. There's been some name-calling recently by certain groups of people. I denounce them and their thought process. I can speak not only for myself as being probably out of this group the most diversified culturally, religiously, family out of entire, possibly the planet. And all of us here love each other. We love Egg Harbor Township. We love the fact that we are culturally, religiously diversified. And I have to say, we can't allow that to be said, or that misery or ugliness to be passed through the township, through our citizenry, and have our people accused of such things. It's unconscionable that somebody would stoop to the levels of some of the people with their comments. Having said that, I support our resolution. I support what people have said about this, and we appreciate the support that other communities and politicians, incidentally, across the board, bipartisan, have had the bravery to come up and say, yes, enough. This is enough. You come to this country, they're all welcomed, but you do it properly and legally like our forefathers did and like we have done. You're all welcomed. We certainly know my family is a large Hispanic population in it. It's a culture that I embrace. But I tell even people in my family, come here honestly, and come here prepared to bring something to the table, not take away what is on the table. And that's all I have to say, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Well said. Well said. Mr. Ellis.
Just like to welcome back the staff of the Board of Education, my paraprofessionals, cafeteria workers, teachers, and welcome the kids back. Hope and pray we have a safe year, a learning year, a healthy year, and they support our schools and the staff and the students. Welcome back.
Good. Mr. Hodson.
Just to thank the prosecutor's office. I think all of us see a lot of different community which we live. And if we don't take the action to control this stuff, as the prosecutor Reynolds said, I was in a neighboring community, and the guy's begging for money. And we got to clear it up. We got to clean it up and make this state safe. The woman next to me was taken back by it, but I just told him, no, I'm not giving you money. And to Reynolds and his chief of county detectives, we got to initiate a tougher response to law and order. And I compliment him for taking on the Attorney General on some of the policies they've created. The weaker we get, the worse it gets. The resolution is, Committeeman Donahue spoke about, it was speedy and a great response to a bad idea. I worked at that tech center for over 20 years. People don't realize when they said Atlantic City, it's not Atlantic City, it's Egg Harbor Township. It's the Atlantic City Airport in Egg Harbor Township, co-located with many landlords, 177, FAA, Air Marshals, U.S. Marshals, Coast Guard, and so forth. So the idea, whoever hatched it and how it got here, it wasn't thought correctly. So I compliment everyone that stood in Atlantic City at the news conference and made it known how we feel about it. No one wants to hurt a human. No one wants to stop anybody, but let's do it right and do it right for all. Like Mr. O'Donoghue said, there's a way to come to this country. And number 3, let us never forget 9/11 is Monday, okay? The news media is just glossing over it now. Where over 3,300 people died on that day when we were attacked by an enemy. So to our fire department of Farmington, thank you for honoring the 9/11 memorial. And they do have a piece of steel out there at Farmington along with Bargaintown, but we never should forget this. And the media is good at now forgetting that what occurred 22, 23 years ago on that beautiful, beautiful September day. I remember it crystal clear because I was working at the tech center when we all went to a meeting regarding security. And it was a perfect day. So we can't forget what this country went through on 9/11. And other than that, Mayor, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Cafaro.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, in regard to the terrible idea out of Washington, D.C. about putting illegal immigrants in the Atlantic City airport, yeah, I don't know, we were 10th or 12th on the list from some bureaucrats down there. I was so proud of our group here, that goes without saying, but in all the years I've been around, I've never seen such bipartisanship. I mean, everyone came together. That's how bad of an idea it was. So I think it's killed. Let's hope so. We'll stay vigilant. But Joe, your words are well said. In regard to echo some of the things that Committeeman Hodson said, Bill Reynolds is doing an outstanding job. We here know him. We hired him to be our prosecutor when we had a municipal court. And I got to know him. I got to know his name through State Senator Brown, and we recommended him. And he's doing an outstanding job. The last thing is 9/11 is this coming Monday, like Paul said, and we should never forget, say some prayers, and stay vigilant, and hopefully our intelligent communities will never let that happen again. On a lighter note, the Nature Reserve, it's this time of year now, it's the end of the summer. Early fall is coming. Enjoy that beautiful amenity that we have. It's a perfect time of year. Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome. It is a beautiful place. You know, I echo basically what everybody said up here today because this is a beautiful place to live. And we want to make sure the people that live here feel safe. And we all also want to know, because we're all children of immigrants, we all want people to have a way to come into where they feel safe. But there's a way to do it. As Mr. O'Donoghue said, there's a way to do it. But it opens up all kinds of issues. And it's one of those things, speak your mind on these things. It's important that people speak up.
Yeah.
Regarding 9/11, which is the most solemn day I think we have in this country now, Farmington Fire Company is doing the memorial service at 6 p.m. at their fire station. Everybody is welcome. You know, it's just a reminder here on the brochure that we have the people that lost their lives that day: 80 EMTs, 60 police officers, 343 firefighters, and 2,997 civilians. And that's just the people that died that day. The people, the rescue workers that died of cancers and other things from going there to help that day, I don't even know the number for all that. So it's a day that we can never forget. And it's something that we in this town recognize every year and will always recognize. As was stated, there's steel at Bargaintown, there's steel at Farmington, there's steel at the Fire Training Center, and there's steel at the airport. So there's 4 locations in this town that have memorials to this. And on a lighter note, I just want to wish the entire school district, all the kids, all the staff, the teachers, a wonderful year. As we saw some of our kids here tonight, we have great kids in this town, we have great parents, and we're wishing them all a fantastic school year. And that's all I've got. Anybody else? Mr. Friedman?
Thank you, Mayor.
All good, Mayor.
All good? Okay. We've got some approvals here. We have a motion to approve the closed session minutes for the Township Committee meeting of August 16th.
So moved.
Can I have a second,
I'll
please?
second.
Roll call?
Pifero?
Yes.
Ellis?
Yes.
Hodson?
Yes.
Donahue?
Yes.
Romer?
Yes. Can I have a motion to approve the Township Committee meeting minutes of August 16th, 2023?
Make that motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Can I have a motion to approve the payroll for the month of August 2023 in the amount of $1,522,367.32?
So moved.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Do we want to, we skipped a section that we were going to do in work session. Do we want to do it before we go in, or do we want to do it after?
I think that it would be helpful. I know that Engineer Watkins is going to be attending the closed session, and probably best for him to be here for the discussion
Okay.
concerning the
Okay, so we will, so we
So we'll go into closed and then come out.
come out and we'll discuss that. That sounds good.
Mr. Watkins. All right.
Okay. All right.
Resolution 383, resolution authorizing Township Committee to convene into closed executive session to discuss matters which may involve personnel and/or legal matters. Whereas the Open Public Meetings Act permits the exclusion of the public from a meeting in certain circumstances, and whereas this public body is of the opinion that such circumstances presently exist, and whereas the governing body wishes to discuss matters involving personnel and/or legal matters as follows. Personnel, EMS personnel update, anticipated disclosure, 6 months. Personnel, the administrator position, anticipated disclosure, 3 months. Under legal, we have Atlantic Shores, anticipated disclosure, 1 year. The Zell Properties, anticipated disclosure, 6 months. And we have 4 township properties for sale that I would like to discuss. Block 4004, lots 51, 58, 60. Block 1920, lot 10. Block 2105, lots 5 and 8, and Block 1116, lot 1, all with an anticipated disclosure of 6 months. Whereas minutes will be kept, and once the matters involving the confidentiality of the above no longer requires that confidentiality, then the minutes can be made public. Now therefore be it resolved by Township Committee of the Township of Egg Harbor, County of Atlantic, State of New Jersey, that the public be excluded from this meeting.
Very good. Thank you. Can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Pifero?
Yes.
Ellis?
Yes.
Hodson?
Yes.
Donahue?
Yes.
Romer?
Yes.